We're less than a week away from the start of Season 5. And Aaron Keller, the game director for Overwatch, shared some of their balancing plans, and as always, those changes are rather dividing. Let's have a look. Hey guys, I'm Dimsys from the Omnic Post. It is kind of hard to tell, since we have not gotten anything like a trailer for instance, but the next season of Overwatch, Season 5, is mere days away. There are a few things that we already know about the next season, thanks to that infamous roadmap image that they shared a few weeks ago. But the emphasis really is on a few. We are eagerly awaiting an update about the content for Season 5 in the shape of a season trailer or a blog post. But it is hard to tell if and when that is going to happen. It might just all drop when Season 5 starts next Tuesday. Now if we learn anything more, I'll let you guys know, so make sure to subscribe. Hey guys, a small update. Just as I was editing this video, Blizzard shared some info on the Mythic skin for Season 5. We're going to get a Mythic skin for Tracer, and it's going to be unlocked progressively, which is kind of interesting, but more on that in a future video. Alright, let's continue. Now yesterday we got a belated director blog, which is a 2-weekly blog that Aaron Keller, the game director for Overwatch, does over on the website. And this time around he gave us an insight on some of the balancing plans for Season 5. And as always, some people praised these changes into heaven, while others ended up flipping whatever piece of furniture they had in front of them. They are quite spicy changes. Let me start with the obvious one. They're going to nerf the Junker Queen. It seems that she was rather dominant. She was a top pick besides Reinhardt on almost all tiers, except for Master and above. In those ranks she was the most picked tank, period. When they buffed her back in the Season 4 mid-season patch, I already mentioned that she might be an issue on the higher ranks. And personally I have not had too much of an issue with her on my rank. I mean, she's doing good, but it's manageable. However, it seems overall she was an issue. So they're nerfing her. Now they're mainly targeting her survivability, since they are bringing down the bonus health that she gets from her commanding shot from 200 to 150. And on top of that, they're raising the cost of her ultimate. I think this will definitely take her down a notch, but I really hope it won't be too much. I think she's kind of fun to have her in games, even if she's on the other team. And it would be really sad to see her become one of those yo-yo heroes that are either OP or they're useless. And we all know that her kit kind of has that risk. We'll see. The second issue that they'll be tackling in Season 5 is Lifeweaver. According to the Overwatch team, he currently is not powerful enough to be a solid pick for most players. In other words, his kit is a little too specific for most Overwatch players. And without that utility advantage that he has, he is an underwhelming support. They hope to remedy that in Season 5 by both buffing his healing and his damage output, by adding a heal to Life Grip, by reducing his hitbox, and by introducing some quality of life changes to his battle platform. A lot of different changes that are intended to bring him to a baseline. And once he's being picked more, they'll get more and better data on all of his abilities, which will help the team to figure out how they can keep him to his score. But this time around for a broader audience. I think this is going to be the golden age for those Lifeweaver players that can handle his kit, because they'll have that advantage, and on top of that he is going to do some serious damage and some serious healing. You guys are going to have fun. Next up, one-shotting snipers. I mean, not one-shotting the snipers that are one-shotting. So Widowmaker and Hanzo. The Overwatch team wants to reduce the frequency of one-shots by both of those heroes. This has been a hot topic for a long time, and there definitely are two sides to this story, and both of them are very passionate about their heroes. So one side is extremely angry, and the other side is popping champagne bottles and dying because of the quirks, since they have such low health. Never mind. In Season 5, Hanzo's overall damage is reduced slightly, and they made his sonic arrow a little more visible, so you know that he can see you. So you can see that he can see you. It's a lot of seeing there. Widowmaker's damage fall-off range will change from 70-100 meters to 40-60, which is almost half, while the damage fall-off scalar will be increased from 30% to 50%. I had to Google that last one. Scalar. It sounds like the name for a Bond villain back in the 60s. And to be completely honest, after I Googled it, I still didn't really understand what it meant. But from what I gather, Widowmaker will not be getting any more one-shots from a distance any longer than 50 meters. Which in my case I couldn't even do before the nerf, so And the final topic is the return of crowd control for other classes. See, with the switch to Overwatch 2, the team had decided that all of the crowd control abilities were going to be reserved for the tank class. Well, apart from some exceptions, like Ana's sleep dog. It was part of their big plan to bring CC or crowd control overall down a notch compared to Overwatch 1. Because at the end of Overwatch 1, it was just getting silly. Overwatch 1 is way more fun if you can actually play your hero. When you get stun locked so hard that you can get a coffee, make a sandwich, and watch a whole season of The Office, you're not having fun. Although The Office is a good series, so got that. In any case, it seems that they have changed their mind. Aaron explained in the blog that with all of these mobile heroes running around, you can't expect the tank to kind of deal with all of them, which does kind of make sense. But I also think they had some difficulties finding utility for Cassidy's magnetic grenade. That's just me. So that is why starting in Season 5, his grenade will do less damage, but will have a slow effect, which brings him back closer to his flashbang from Overwatch 1. Not completely, but close enough. And Mei, well, we have known this for a while. The slow ramp up in her primary fire is coming back, but never to the point that it can completely freeze you. And on top of that, and that is something we learned after the block, they're going to reduce the damage on that primary fire from 100 to 55, which is substantial. But again, getting closer to that Overwatch 1 Mei. Not completely, but close enough. So are we going to go back to the era of stun locks, sandwiches, The Office? I don't think so. I think they're loosening their own restrictions just slightly, and they call it soft CCs. Kinda depends if you're on the receiving or the giving end, but in the end I get it. It's just like having a few M&Ms while you're on a diet. Demonic M&Ms that can freeze you and that are giggling while they're doing it. We'll see how this evolves. I remember when Brigitte got her stun back, also in that Season 4 mid-season patch, everybody was upset. This was going to be a disaster. Turned out to be okay. And it will be okay this time around. But it is a slippery slope. They need to be careful. Someone should call him and tell him that. Not it. But tell me, what do you think about these changes? And how do you feel about this whole soft CC? Let me know in the comments. Join me during my streams on twitch.tv/DamesTV and make sure to subscribe for more updates on Overwatch.